Splitting up and staying friends. Today we're going to meet two former couples who are proving it is possible. They took some unconventional routes after breaking up. First, Adam and Debby Petzold were college sweethearts. They were married for 11 years and have one son, Gavin. But like many couples, they drifted apart and eventually separated. And they are trying something a bit unconventional called nesting. Watch. When Adam and Debby Petzold met their freshman year of college, sparks flew.
My mom and I were moving into the college, and we were bringing up a television. And all of a sudden in the stairwell from the floor above us, Adam pops down. And he's dressed in a bathrobe with sunglasses. Yeah. I think that was it. And he says hello, he holds the door open for us, and I turned back to my mom and I said, I think I'm going to like living here.
They began dating, fell in love, and got married in 2004 when they were both 24 years old.
The permagran, you just get a permagran and try to hold it together and not cry. And you hadn't seen the dress yet. It was all very traditional and in the church. And yeah, it was beautiful. She was beautiful.
In February of 2010, the happily married couple welcomed their son, Gavin.
This is my son. This is somebody that I'm not just Debby anymore. I'm not just a sister. I'm not just, this person, somebody's friend. I'm a mom. And it was one of the best things that has ever happened.
Despite the joy Gavin brought to their lives, Debby and Adam noticed a divide in their relationship.
Get to a point where you're like, you don't like the same things and you both changed and you're not the same people that you were. And then you're just roommates that are raising this kid together.
In 2015, the two filed for separation.
And I remember looking at him and, I was crying. I said, I don't think that I can do this anymore. And I think we would be better off as friends.
Even though their marriage was ending, they wanted Gavin to be the priority.
We don't want Gavin to move from house to house, luggage to luggage, 1 week on, 1 week off, or whatever the schedule is, at what is considered the normal separation shuffle.
So Adam and Debby decided to try a living arrangement called nesting, where they would rotate time at the house instead of Gavin.
We realize it's not for everybody, but it works for us, and it's what's really best for Gavin.
Please welcome Debby and Adam Petzold. So it's so amazing because we started the show with the Angelina and Brad divorce, and that's gotten so ugly. And here you are, you teared up watching that piece, and you reached over and gave her a pat on the leg, like supportive. I mean, just that alone, your ability to navigate a divorce and remain friends is stellar.
Thank you.
But the way that you've now chosen to co-parent your son is extraordinary. Is it true that it all started with Gwyneth Paltrow?
Yeah, it was between Gwyneth and Jennifer Gardner. And these celebrity couples, obviously, it's easier, I think, for them to do that because they have the means to do that. But that's how it started. That's how I planted the seed.
Where you sort of got the idea.
Yeah.
But, like everybody out there is thinking, what? Right? Like, what about the sleeping arrangements? What about when you meet somebody else? So let's just start with that. How does it work in a practical matter, like the sleeping arrangements? What do you do?
We have separate rooms at each house. So the house that's Gavin's house, I have the master bedroom and she has the guest room. And then at the apartment, it's a multi-family house and we have an apartment and we each have our separate bedrooms and we're never there.
So you bought another house that's a multi-family house and there's one level that's an apartment that has more than one bedroom.
Yes.
And you share that too.
Mm-hmm.
Right. We're never there at the same time. So it's kind of that opportunity for us when we're not with our son to really have some time to ourselves.
You're like Clark Kent and Superman. Like you're never in the same place at the same time.
Exactly.
Okay, but is it weird, because now I know you have a serious girlfriend now.
Yes.
So is it weird when, like, you go to the house and you're with the serious girlfriend and then you go back in and you're like, they were here, they've been in here. Is that weird?
I mean, I think initially when we first started this arrangement, it felt very strange to be away from this home that you've lived in together for however many years. And I had a hard time at first getting used to the fact that I'm not around my son all the time anymore. Yeah. So when I did come home, it became this kind of, you need a good 5 or 10 minutes to check in with each other. How is Gavin doing? Because you've missed out on that stuff. And it wasn't until I think about a year into our arrangement that I started to feel like I actually look forward to my time with my son, but I also look forward to that time that I spend on my own too.
Yep.
Yes.
We didn't have too much time, so that was kind of one of the rules we set up, is to not have anybody at the house with Gavin. We didn't want to introduce people to Gavin too early, and
Like a girlfriend or a boyfriend.
Right,
Okay.
right. So any of the extracurriculars, if you will, were at the apartment as opposed to Gavin's house.
Right.
So
you were pretty open about the fact that, you were together for all these years. How much weight did you lose?
80 pounds. Yeah.
May I ask you, did that affect your marriage? Did that affect your marriage?
Yeah, it was the impetus. I stopped drinking and haven't had a drop since. I lost 10 pounds right away from that. And then I wanted to be able to keep up with my 2-year-old son. And I couldn't do that the way I was. And I started to change and work out. And I was previously rather thin and then became fat and then and then got it back. So it wasn't too foreign to me, but it took a year and a half to do. And once you see that outer change, then you start thinking, what else can I change about myself to better myself? And that's when the divide started happening. And
Okay, so now this is when many women are sitting at home like, okay, I don't like him, right? Like, because we don't want our husbands to lose a bunch of weight and then leave us.
Right.
But part of your story is you're coming to terms with your own role in the marriage ending. Can you talk about that? Because that's, I think, a key to the reason you guys are able to do this.
I think when Adam and I started counseling, I was floored. I had no idea. I didn't expect it. I didn't think there was anything that we needed to talk to with a counselor. And I very much was like, okay, I'll go. It was great that Adam was the one who said, hey, I think we need to do this. So I definitely want to give him that credit to say he recognized that something was wrong. But when you're in counseling and you start to really sit down and listen to another person's kind of their assessment of how they feel you're doing and, how the marriage is going, you can't really hide behind, my parents have been married for 45 years. I never expected to be sitting in someone's room talking about my marriage and finding out that there are some things that Adam wishes I did that I didn't, or that, I used to do and maybe I don't do anymore. And that was really difficult to hear. And I think...
And not just blaming it all on him.
Right. It was
taking responsibility for your own part.
Yes. And I very much had to... we talked a little bit about, if we decide that we want to stay together, what are we willing to work on for each other? And if we decide that we're not going to stay together anymore, there's still that very much feeling of respect for each other, and we care about each other. Just because we're not husband and wife anymore doesn't mean that you suddenly stop caring about this person who was my best friend for 10 years.
It does in some cases, but miraculously not in yours. But of course, there's the wrinkle of the other people coming into your life and like new families eventually coming into your life. And how do you handle that? Up next, we're going to talk to Adam's girlfriend, Mary, and find out how she feels about this arrangement. Don't go away. And we're back now with Adam and Debby Petzold, a couple who are legally separated, yet doing something called nesting for the sake of their son, Gavin. Adam's girlfriend, Mary Bistrovich, is also with us. She's here in our audience. Mary, thank you for being here, too. All right, I'm going to get to you in 1 second. So can I ask you how... I know that your parents were divorced, and you didn't want Gavin to have to do the shuttling between houses. That was at the core of your objection. But how is Gavin... He was 4 when you separated initially. Now he's how old?
8.
So how is he... Like, what questions has he had for you two?
I think it progresses a little bit. It helps that he's a boy. I think they're not quite as curious about relationships and how they work at 8 years old.
Where's my basketball?
Right. And what can I do? Who can I get pizza from tonight? So his questions, they might be at bedtime when he's thinking a little bit more and, where are you going? Or, what are you doing tonight? He hasn't got into too much of the why.
But is it true that in Gavin's home, as you call it, that you still have your wedding picture up on the mantle?
Yes.
Why?
We're lazy.
I think it was important for us to make sure that Gavin understood that his parents, when we did take our vows together, we intended for that to be forever. And even though that didn't work out, we still very much want to celebrate that relationship and that kind of foundation of we loved each other. We were best friends. We care very much about each other still.
Yep.
And I really want him to know that that's not something that we're going to, kind of dismiss, or if he ever asks a question about that, we're going to kind of evade.
That still matters.
Yes.
All right, Mary. So for the women out there thinking, why would you willingly walk into this situation? Is it weird? Is it hard?
Now it's not, no. Now that I've met Debbie and Gavin, everything is copacetic. I mean, we drove down together from Rochester and singing Three's Company,
Come on.
songs.
The three of you in a car
Yes.
for 5.5 hours?
Yes.
That, right? Yes, I feel the same. Now, okay, but is it true that, like, they've taken family vacations together, just the three of them, that you haven't been a part of?
Correct.
How's that feel?
Well, it was hard at the time because I was going through cancer treatments, and so I was not feeling my best or looking my best, and you just get to that point where you're down. And as I said, I hadn't yet met Debbie and Gavin, so initially it was difficult, but then as I saw how awesome the situation is for them and their family, and then when I gradually was able to sort of enter the scene as well, it became a lot easier.
Wow. And you're okay now?
Oh yeah, we're great.
Good. And I got to ask you, so it works well now, but what if you both remarry and have additional children? That, like, it can't continue. You can't just, right? So what's the plan?
That's like the big question that we get. What happens? What are you going to do with another house if you remarry and want to move in with somebody else? And marriage isn't for me. I can say that as much as I love
you're still
marriage,
technically
but-
married right now, right?
Yes.
You two, you're still married to Debbie.
Yes. So I
Is there
going to
be a divorce?
Only if she wants to get remarried.
When we initially talked about nesting, we said this could be something that's short term. We immediately knew we did not want to go the route of we both find apartments that maybe aren't exactly what we'd love to have, and Gavin is shuttled back and forth, and that when it became time for, if one of us was in a serious relationship and we were considering marriage with that person, that we would have to discuss it together. It cannot be a decision that I make solely to say, okay, hey, by the way, I'm going to buy you out of the house because now I'm going to move in with my fiance.
So you'll figure it out. I mean, you're basically
Yes.
saying this is the plan that works right now, and
Yes.
you're going to figure it out.
Very much so.
Wow. I mean, I have to say, you've given an example, another example of how this could be done in a way that works, I assume, very well for Gavin, right? And that the inconvenience is on you, not on your child, which I have to say, I applaud you for.
Thank you.
Thank you for sharing your story publicly.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, you too, Mary. Glad you're feeling well. We'll be right back.
Hello, Today fans. Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking that button down there and click on any of the videos over here to watch the latest interviews, show highlights, and digital exclusives.